Okay guys, so welcome to my YouTube channel. So we spent a day with my mentees, the AVP brothers. We went through the property portfolios. They currently got 8 properties, giving a healthy, monthly cash flow, I believe about £6,000 per month. So what we done, we went about to 4 of the properties. When they discussed the numbers, how the journey has been like, because I've been mentoring them since 2020, so it's like 2 years now, on the rent-to-rent journey. We saw the projects, we saw the figures, and then also how they got the deals. So anyone that's out there, they want to get into rent-to-rent, it gives you a good perspective on how people are actually performing, how people are doing it, so you can actually learn something of other people. So it's been a great day, but I'm not gonna lie, it's cold. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like it, you share with people that you think they'll be interested. If you got anything else, leave a comment. If you want to get into this business, feel free to get in touch with me. If you got any other question related to the business, feel free to get in touch with me via my social media. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Alright guys, so tell me about your journey, man. What's been going on?
From when we first met you.
So how long ago was that?
That was like 2 years? Yeah, just over 2 years. Obviously we had your training and then just kept pushing through. So we've got 8 properties at the moment and just still trying to get more.
Yeah, it's been a very busy period.
If we just, recap, go back, at the starting phase,
Yeah.
What got you guys into rent-to-rent?
Yeah, I think property is something that we've always been interested in.
Yeah, I think during the pandemic, when you're just at home and you're just wondering, how can we make a side hustle, increase your money, etc. So that was the main thing. And then we started watching YouTube videos, and then we came across yourself.
Because you guys were still working full-time, innit?
Yeah.
And it is something you can do when you have a 9 to 5 job. You can balance it. You can do viewings outside of working hours. So yeah, it seemed like a good thing for us to try.
So how did you guys find the training? Because there was 2. The reason I want to touch upon this, right? Because if there's like 2 people, like brothers, sisters, partners.
Yeah.
How did you guys find the training, and how did you guys also distinguish your task element, what to do?
I think with the training, we really liked how, I think we've said it before, how structured it was as well. In terms of the task, I think we kind of it just felt naturally. We just picked up different tasks, we delegated different tasks to each other.
Yeah. There's certain things that he's stronger at, certain things I'm stronger at.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, the dynamic sometimes can be a bit strained, but when you're doing it with a family member, it is an advantage, because you talk open, and you can get over certain obstacles which you might have a challenge with if it wasn't a family member. So yeah, definitely.
And the good thing is we got the same sort of mindset as well, so we know like we're both on the grind and we have the same mindset. So.
And got success in it.
Yeah.
Indeed. So on this road here, you've got 1 rental on this road here. Just give us a lowdown, what's the deal, how did you source it, what's the figures, how many rooms, etc.
So it's a pretty strange story. So something that you taught us with Zoopla, where you can send a message to all the estate agents in the area.
And they reach back out.
Exactly. So we've actually, with this estate agent, we've met them before and had some viewings, but this particular agent himself, he replied to me and I recognized his name, and I said to him, I used to play football with you. I built a relationship with him through that. So for this property, it's a 6-bedroom property. It's tailored to the student market.
The advantage of having a student property is that you can get student council tax exemption. A slight con to it is that you have to, in this council area anyway, you have to take all the tenants as a whole. You can't take them as individual rooms.
So that's something you need to check, depending on what area you're working with your council.
So that's a little tip for you guys to
definitely.
I
would check.
So in terms of figures, like, did you guys get like any grace period?
The grace period was only 2 weeks on this property, but it was in pretty good shape actually. We didn't really need to do anything.
Light maintenance.
It was ready to go. Cash flow on this property is £958 per month. So I think overall in the deals, this comes probably to 58k.
Over the 5 years, the 5 year deal.
Period. So,
you guys are doing some serious numbers, in it.
Not enough.
But I love how organised you guys are, man. So you're actually giving us actual facts.
I was actually going to give you the actual
no,
paper as well, bro.
Exactly, no, I like that.
Yeah, so grace period 2 weeks, which we covered.
Yeah.
58.
Did you have to pay any deposit? So what was the entry cost for this deal?
There was deposit on this one. There was standard 5 weeks deposit on this one because it was through the estate agency.
Did you guys have to go through like referencing, or how was that?
Nah, because you knew me, innit? You just bypassed the whole referencing.
That's the good thing about having relationships, right?
Yeah. Because really other ones we went for estate agents, we had some issues, and you'll even the other one you'll see. We got a few videos actually, but we ain't put them out.
We haven't put any videos out, but we've been taking.
You guys be like under the radar.
Yeah,
when you got come out.
I got my guy though, man. He came down with his camera and everything. So
do you know what it is? We all come out and just go crazy with everything, but it's just. I think if we get 4 or 5 more houses, or you want a lot more, and when we do it full time, then we just go crazy with it. But about the WhatsApp and the Facebook groups.
Oh yeah,
Because we also know someone in the student union at the university, and because she knows us, she added us to all the student Facebook groups and a WhatsApp group.
University one, isn't it, where they don't let any private landlords in. Because this is how even we got because they used to let private landlords in, and they've removed them. So even the other house we have, got removed. Yeah.
So that's a proper one in there to give tenants.
Yeah, and that group's just got a house. Yeah.
So you have like other landlords in that group as well, or you're just the only
one? They're all students, and it's about housing, and then finding a housemate. But we're the only landlord.
It's literally a university. You only get a few that might.
There's hundreds and hundreds.
Bro, that's like
it's gold mine.
It's gold mine. Yeah.
Sheesh. Yeah. I like that. Nice one, man. You guys are learning. AVP. So walk us through, man. What's it do with this property here?
Yeah, so this property we got direct to vendor. So we sent out some letters and we heard back from the landlord. So this landlord actually owns the property next door over here. This is the property we manage. So eventually he is always pushing us to take this property next door.
And the thing is, it has a lot of work that needs to be done, so we will consider it after we have another of the 2 properties that we're working on up and running.
So this was like a letter campaign you guys did?
Yeah, it was an interesting one, to be honest. We actually, it was a very old school landlord, very old. He's been managing the property himself for around 30 odd years actually.
I think he said he bought the property for around 11 or 13k. So yeah, it's probably worth 600, 700,000 now. So
do the numbers, bro.
He's a very old school guy, and to get this deal, we actually had to come and see him and sit down with him face to face.
So when you guys send the letters, like how many do you have to send out to get at least like 1 lead or couple leads?
I forgot the exact number, but we spend around £600. And we got free deals from that one campaign, and I guess 1 month's profit makes up for that.
Yeah, generally what we do is we pick out the areas that we think would work well or where we desired, and then we send the letters out to those particular
So you just don't get the HMO list and bombard them, you actually...
No, I think we filtered some of the lists.
We filtered it by the postcodes that we wanted. And we also focused on the properties with the highest number of rooms as well.
Okay, that's a smart one.
Because if it's for 4 rooms or something, we've got some 4 properties, but yeah, we rather tailor it to more focus on the other ones, the bigger size.
So when the landlord called you guys, how was the approach like?
Yeah, this was the most interesting one we probably had, to be honest.
Walk me through, like, how was he like?
So I think the initial visit, we sat down.
Actually, I didn't sit down. That was the thing that you liked.
Yeah, go on, I'll let you tell that bit.
So he called you guys or emailed?
He called you, isn't it?
Yeah, he did.
He called you. So basically, he called. He went round to the house. Yeah. Basically, he had been unwell, so the house had been untenanted for maybe a year. I don't know, maybe more.
I think it was longer than that. Probably about 4 years.
Yeah. So he was.
So I presume this house is like mortgage free now, right?
Yeah. This guy probably paid it off so long time ago.
Yeah.
So he basically was sitting down, and basically there was only a couple chairs, and he offered me to sit down, and basically he's a very old, respectable guy. I didn't take the chair. I said, no, I'm not going to sit down. I want you to sit down. And he just seemed to really like that, didn't he? And then another thing, I think he just liked that we were brothers, and we were straight up with him as well.
And then I think leading on from that, so we went to the back garden. And then he wanted us to take a bite out of an apple that was growing from the apple tree. I'm not a big fan of apples personally.
My thing was that Garden of Eden.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't make this stuff up, and it was literally the apple tree. It wasn't the it wasn't
Wait. Let's rewind.
Yeah,
so he wants you to take a bite.
Yeah, so he picked it from the outside of the tree and rubbed it on
the
himself.
shirt. Yeah, and then basically I think
we looked at each other and we were reluctant to eat it. I'm not a big fan of apples unless it's like apple pie from McDonald's or something, yeah. But then we knew we had to bite it.
We knew what we had to do to get the deal, and it paid off. We got the deal, and he said we were really polite, and
and he even gave us some to take away.
You guys are watching, yeah? Leave a comment below. Would you buy an apple just to get a proper deal?
Lesson learned: always bite the apple.
Bro, that's mad.
Yeah. It's definitely an interesting story.
So he thought this was at the Garden of Eden.
Basically, we walked through and the sun was shining down and we knew what we had to do.
And let me tell you something, he is very passionate about them apples.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Fuck me, bro.
He has one in each house.
Is it?
Yeah.
Did you find out the story behind the apples, or you just?
No, it's just an apple tree. There's no story. He's just passionate about it, and he thinks they're really good apples. And let me tell you something, the apple was really sweet and nice. I actually rated it. Yeah.
I prefer strawberries.
So what's the figures on this deal here?
So the figures is bringing us around 950 per month. So overall.
So the first one that we've seen, that's like 958.
That's correct. Yeah.
And
so
then this one is 950.
Yeah. So it's about 57k over a 5-year period, I believe. But this is actually one of my favourite properties. It's really spacious. All the rooms are really big, and there's a huge room up there with a walk-in wardrobe.
Yeah.
But this property itself, it needed a lot of work actually. So in terms of a grace period, we normally get a grace period for all our properties. Yeah. This property didn't have a formal grace period, but we actually got the keys about a month before the contract started.
So it gave us enough time to uplift the property, do the work, and get what we need to get done.
So what we did as well with the tenants, we got them all moved in before the contract started, but we brought them around the property, and it was like a building site, and we just painted them the vision, and they all trusted in us.
We gave them updates through the process as well, so they could see the journey.
You know,
so did you take like a holding fee when they secured it?
For this particular property, we took a minimum of 2 months rent off each individual tenant, so it's equivalent to one tenant paying 12 months rent for the whole year.
So the first month and last month's rent.
Yeah, so that funded a lot of it.
So did you have to invest any of your own money in? Because that sounds more of like a no money down in a way.
Yeah, essentially yes, to begin with, when we first started doing some work, but then it counteracted because we actually had loads of money from all the rent in the end.
So how much have to spend on the refurb?
To be honest with you, I don't remember from the top of my head actually.
I think it's around 2k, maybe a bit less.
It was a few K, maybe a bit more. We've got a video on it actually where we've drilled down into the figures, but it's a while ago.
That's decent. And then did you have to pay a deposit, or it was no deposit?
No deposit on this one, direct to the landlord. So yeah.
So that's good, when it's direct to landlord, no deposit, no credit score check, no referencing, pretty much build on trust and relationships.
Sometimes what we do
that's you have to bite the apple, bro.
Yeah, that's it. Sometimes what we do is we do pay a couple of months advance rent anyway, just to show the credibility where possible. But it depends. You don't have to. But this actual landlord, he knew some of the other estate agents we worked with quite well. They managed his properties in the past. Yeah. So that also sort of came in our favour, being known and saying that we've got properties through. So we know an estate agent on a first name basis who's the owner that he's worked with, and he was actually going to give the property to, but he actually decided to give it to us in the end because it's something he really liked. And a phrase that he always used to say, or still says to us, is he's proud of us.
Yeah, he calls us his sons.
His sons. So
that's
he's very
and we call him uncle as well.
So,
I like that.
It's very family oriented.
Order from the apple.
Yeah.
If you never took that bite, bro, that would have sounded.
That would have been it. I think. Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get the next one soon when we get a bit of time. We'll take.
Have you seen the next one?
No, we haven't been inside it, but he's given us a description, and he said it's quite similar to this one here.
Yeah.
But there is one negative.
One room. One room.
The one toilet which is outside in the garden. So we need to figure out what we could potentially do with that.
And see if we can refurb it and move it around.
And what type of tenants you got on this property?
Oh yeah, so actually that's another thing, guys. glad you asked actually. He was very particular about this property, working professionals only,
No DSS.
students. Yeah, no students. Because it's quite close to Reading University. Some of them work at the university as well.
So it's a good area.
Yeah, it's a good area.
Walking distance to the university as well.
Quite close to town.
So how long did it take to rent out? How's the demand in this area?
This was quick, man. I think in
Yeah.
a couple of weeks, if that. Yeah. I mean, I had so many people wanting this property that I didn't have properties to give. Like even some of these guys came as a group, and they had to split up as a group, and I could only take some of them. So
The bedrooms are huge, so as soon as they walked in, they were sold straight away.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
What's the most expensive room?
700 per month.
700, yeah.
Nearly touching our London prices, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ah, bro, cool, man. We'll take a quick look out, inside and see what's going on.
Let's go.
Yeah, because it's cold out here.